In this video, we will be understanding the information system strategy triangle and the different business strategies that can be implemented. The information systems strategy triangle is a framework that helps to explain the relationship between information systems or IS, the organizational strategy, and the business strategy. It is a simple yet effective tool that can help organizations understand the impact of their information systems on their overall business objectives. According to the framework, successful companies have a well defined business strategy that guides all their activities. This business strategy drives both the organizational and information strategies, meaning that these two strategies should be aligned with the company's overall business objectives. The organizational strategy refers to the plan that an organization follows to achieve its goals and objectives. It includes elements such as organizational structure, culture, and processes. The information strategy, on the other hand, refers to the plan for using information systems to support the organization's goals and objectives. The framework emphasizes that all decisions made by a company should be driven by its business objectives. In other words, any investment in information systems should be justified based on how it supports the company's overall business objectives. This helps to ensure that IS investments are made strategically and that they contribute to the company's overall success. The information systems strategy triangle, it is a conceptual framework that illustrates the relationship between information systems, organizational strategy, and the business strategy. It was developed by McFarland and McKinney in the late 1980s and is still widely used today. The triangle is made up of three interdependent components: the business strategy, organizational strategy, and the information strategy. At the center of the triangle is the organization's mission statement or overall business objective. First, we have business strategy. This refers to the plan that the company follows to achieve its overall business objectives. It includes elements such as the company's competition, position, target markets, product or service offerings, and financial goals. Organizational strategy. This refers to the plan that an organization follows to achieve its goals and objectives. It includes elements such as the organizational structure, culture, and processes. Information strategy. This refers to the plan for using information systems to support the organization's goals and objectives. It includes elements such as the type of IS needed, the data that needs to be collected and analyzed, and how the IS will be integrated with other business processes. This framework emphasizes that these three components are interdependent and must be aligned with each other to achieve the organization's overall mission. The business strategy drives both the organizational and information strategies, meaning that these two strategies should be aligned with the company's overall business objectives. The information system strategy triangle helps organizations to understand the impact of their IS on their overall business objectives. It ensures that IS investments are made strategically and that they contribute to the company's overall success. Here we'll have a presentation of the overview of business strategy frameworks. So we have here the definition of business strategy. It is the long-term plan of action designed to achieve a specific set of objectives or goals that will help an organization succeed in its industry or market. It outlines how the organization will use its resources to create unique value and achieve a sustainable competitive advantage. The business strategy typically covers a period of 3 to 5 years and involves making strategic choices about where to compete and how to win in the marketplace. The business strategy is like a big plan that the company makes to do well in their industry or market. And it helps them figure out what they need to do to be successful and how they can stand out from from their competitors or from other companies. This plan focuses on the the competition, how to do well in their market, in the industry. And this plan usually lasts for a few years and helps the company make choices about where to sell their products and how to beat their competitors. Here is one of the generic strategies framework for business strategy. So this is based on Michael Porter, a strategist. He describes how businesses can build a sustainable competitive advantage. So what are those strategies to gain competitive advantage? He identified three primary strategies for achieving competitive advantage. The, the three are the cost leadership, the differentiation, and the focus. Cost leadership focuses on being the lowest cost producer. Your company is will produce the lowest cost possible. And differentiation, you will be producing products that is different or unique among your competitors. And the third is the focus, where the scope of your target market is limited. Here we see the different strategies, the differentiation, the cost leadership, and focus. Let's talk about each of those strategies. First, we have the differentiation strategy. This focuses on creating a unique product or service that is different from those of competitors in the same market. This strategy focuses on, or its aim is to stand out from the competition. It can be by offering something unique or special that the customers value and they are willing to pay for more. The differentiation can be achieved through various means such as product design. It can also be in terms of quality, in features, branding, customer service, or other factors that set your company apart from your competitors. The goal of this strategy is to create a perceived value for the product or service that is higher than that of your competitors, which allows the company to charge a premium price and increase profitability. Examples of companies that have successfully implemented the differentiation strategy include Apple, which has differentiated itself through innovative product design and user experience. Another example company that have successfully used differentiation strategy is the Mercedes Benz. They have differentiated themselves through a reputation for high quality engineering and luxury features. The next one is we have the cost leadership. It aims to be the lowest cost producer in a particular industry or market. So it is a business strategy that aims to be the lowest cost producer. The idea is to achieve a competitive advantage by producing goods or services at the lowest possible cost while still maintaining an acceptable level of quality. The cost leadership strategy typically involves a focus on reducing costs at every stage of the production process, from sourcing raw materials to manufacturing to distribution. This can be achieved through various means such as economies, economies of scale, efficient production processes, or it can be achieved through outsourcing and other lean management practices. So, by being the lowest cost producer, the company can offer its products or services at a lower price than their competitors, which can lead to increased market share and profitability. Additionally, the company may be able to weather price wars with competitors and maintain profitability even in times of economic downturns. So, examples of companies that have successfully implemented a cost leadership strategy include Walmart, which has focused on driving down costs and offering everyday low prices to customers. Another example company is the Southwest Airlines. They have been able to offer low cost air travel by focusing on efficient operations and no frills service model. The third business strategy we have here is the focus strategy. It, it is concentrating on a specific niche or segment of the market and tailoring products or services to meet the needs of that specific group of people or customers. It's a business strategy that involves concentrating on your specific target customers. The idea is to become an expert in serving a narrow customer segment rather than trying to compete with larger companies in the broader market. Examples of companies that have successfully implemented a focus strategy include Porsche, which has focused on high end sports cars for a niche market segment. And another example is Etsy. They have focused on handmade and vintage, and they also focus on digital products for a specific group of consumers. Now let's have the another strategy that is used in a hyper competitive market. So we have this, we call this a dynamic environment strategies. Because of the increasing turbulence and velocity of the marketplace, organizations need to be able to respond instantly and change rapidly. So before there was a slight change in the competition or in the industry. However, today, because of the technological advancements and because of the many changes in the environment, many changes in the industry, The market is now being called hyper competitive market. The competition is changing rapidly. The needs of the market, the needs of our customers are changing. So our strategy to be competitive must also be agile, must also be quick in adjusting our organization resources to gain competitive advantage. So, in this type of environment where change is uh, very fast and change is inevitable and always apparent. So we call this the hyper competitive market. These are the strategies that we can possibly apply. We have dynamic capabilities, creative destruction, and blue ocean strategy. So, dynamic capabilities refer to a company's ability to adapt and respond to changing market conditions, customer needs, and technological advancements in order to sustain a competitive advantage over time. In a hyper competitive market, companies need to be able to quickly and continuously innovate, experiment, and adjust their strategies in order to stay ahead of the competition. Dynamic capabilities means that the company can change and adapt quickly to keep up with the competition and changing market conditions. In a hyper competitive market where competition is intense and always changing, it's even more important for a company to be able to do this. This might involve quickly creating new products, being able to adjust production and distribution processes, or constantly improving your products and processes. And another is to form strategic partnerships. The companies that have these dynamic capabilities are more likely to succeed in a hyper competitive market. The second is we have creative destruction. It is a business strategy where a company intentionally disrupts its own products, services, or business model in order to create something new and innovate that replaces or improve upon the old. The idea of creative destruction is that by destroying what already exists, a company can create new opportunities for growth and innovation. In this strategy, destroy their business model, they destroy their existing products and create a new one. So, creative destruction can be a risky strategy as it involves intentionally disrupting successful products or services. However, for companies that are willing to take risks and experiment, it can also be a powerful way to drive innovation and growth and stay ahead of the competition. So, examples of company that have successfully used creative destruction is Netflix. Netflix is a company that started out as a DVD rental by mail service. So first they have that product before, but now since they disrupted their own business model, they transitioned to a streaming platform, which is now the dominant way people consume entertainment. So another example is the Amazon. So Amazon is a company which started out as an online bookstore but has since disrupted numerous industries through its expansion into e-commerce. Now they are into e-commerce, cloud computing and other areas, and soon they will have to integrate blockchain. So These two are example. We have Netflix, Amazon, and then another example is Apple. So Apple again, they are an example company that use creative destruction. They disrupted their own successful iPod music player before. I don't know if you have um, you're familiar with the iPad that has been successful before, the iPad music player. So that iPad has been replaced with the launch of the iPhone. And iPhone is also always changing, no? And we have this these products are eventually becoming very successful products. So these three are our those are companies that use creative destruction na strategy. So the creative destruction strategy is also called, sometimes also known as destroy your business or DYB in order to grow your business or GYB. One example, another company that applies the GYB or the destroy your business strategy is the GE or the General Electric. So they applied this model to its business units in the Destroy Your Business project. So, in their strategy, they recognized that if they didn't understand and recognize their own weaknesses, they could not remain competitive. So, they tasked their employees to determine ways to destroy their business unit. So they asked their employees, how are we going? What are the ways to destroy our business? And they do that within themselves, no, instead of waiting for their competitors to destroy their business. They anticipate what are the ways, how or what are the factors that can destroy. And once they have identified these areas of weakness, they apply the grow your business strategy to find fresh ways to reach new customers and better serve existing customers. So if it also applies, no, in some setting where if you don't know what's the problem, then some most often you will not be able to solve the problem. So here, the GE uses this technique to destroy. They think about what are the ways to destroy their business, and after finding them out, they have to solve them. They have to identify how to address those factors that can destroy their business. Another strategy we have here for hyper competitive market is the blue ocean strategy. So blue ocean strategy is a business strategy that involves creating a new market space or industry where competition is low or non-existent. Rather than competing in an existing market space where competition is high. As you can see here in our illustration, we have here the red ocean versus the blue ocean. So the red ocean, the boats here are the companies that are competing in that market. So in a blue ocean strategy, you create your own market. You create your own market space or industry para maliit lang yung competition. So in a blue ocean strategy, the focus is creating a new and innovative products or services. It has to be new para walang competition that meet the needs of customers. in a very unique and differentiated way. This often involves identifying untapped customer needs. Ano pa yung hindi na-reach na mga needs ng mga customers? You identify them and create entirely new customer groups. So with that strategy, you are creating new groups of customers. The opposite of a blue ocean strategy is the red ocean strategy, where companies compete in existing markets with well established competitors. Often, it leads to price wars and other forms of intense competition. So, examples of companies that have successfully used blue ocean strategy include Nintendo. So, the Nintendo is a video game company and they created the Wii console, which was designed to appeal to a wider audience than the traditional gaming consoles. So, they create a new market space in the gaming industry. Another example is the Tesla. So Tesla is an electric vehicle company and they created a new market space for itself by focusing on high performance, environmentally friendly vehicles that appeal to a niche market segment of environmentally conscious consumers. So here we have the summary of the strategic approaches that we've discussed and their IT applications. So first is we have the Porter's generic strategy, which is through cost leadership, differentiation, and focus. So yung tatlo, under Porter's generic strategy, we have the cost leadership, the differentiation strategy, and the focus strategy. So, the application to information systems is understanding which strategy is chosen by a firm is critical to choosing IS to complement the strategy. So, if we're using these types of strategy, then we need to make sure that our IS will complement our strategy. The second is the dynamic environment strategy. The idea is we have the speed, the agility, and aggressive moves and counter moves by a firm create competitive advantage. Those are in this examples are the the blue ocean the blue ocean strategy, the creative destruction, and the dynamic capabilities. So the application to information systems is that IS are critical to achieving the speed needed for moves and counter moves. IS are in constant state of flux or development. So information systems that are used for this strategy must also be flexible, no, it can also be can also it has to be able to adapt to change, and sometimes it has to be always developed for change, for improvement, para ma-meet yung mga changes. And they are very critical to speed, achieving the speed needed for the strategies, for the moves and the counter moves. So that's the end of our presentation. So to summarize our main points, we discussed the information system strategy, the business strategies according to Michael Porter, and we also have the dynamic environment strategies. So I hope you learned from this presentation, and uh, keep updated in our LMS course page. And if you have questions and clarifications, please do reach out to me via Messenger.